Happy birthday, Pisces. Welcome back to my Beach Angel Tarot shop. I'm here to do your reading for your year ahead. For the period Pisces, it is the period of February 19th through March 20th. But if you're a Pisces, I'm sure you already know that. But this will be an energy read for the rest of your year for 2019 to 2020. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm saying that. If you're not Pisces and you find yourself here, you can use this reading to just look at what the energies are going to be for the Pisces time frame here in this year 2019. That's how I'm going to be using this reading for myself, because I'm not a Pisces. I'm just going to see what's going to unfold in this time period. But we're going to see what comes for everyone. I'm going to start with this deck. It's a Tony Corman Salerno deck. I don't know what the name of the deck is. Jeez. But we're going to see what message comes. And then we're going to be using the Wisdom of the Oracle by Colette Baron Reid to do the reading. I'm focusing on everyone, law of attraction. What your message for the year. And, oh, wow. I don't think you could have gotten a better card. It is eternal love, happiness, harmony, and fulfillment are coming your way in this year of 2019 to 2020. Beautiful. So this can be spiritual love, eternal love. Oh, spirit. We are eternally loved. We are eternal love. But this can also be romantical. But there is going to be happiness, harmony, and fulfillment this year. Beautiful way to start. And I see the rainbow energy, the sun coming in. The number is 24, which is 6. So for a lot of you guys, this could be relationship. This could be romantic love. 6 is the lovers and the choices and decisions you make in regards to love. But I also feel like the lovers too is, our love of life, and every choice and decision you make, adding or subtracting to that fulfillment in your life. So really, maybe it feels like to me energetically when I'm reading the energy, where it's taking me is kind of really being mindful. I feel like step by step this year, not in a fanatical type of way or a stressful type of way, but really being mindful of the choices and decisions you make this year in a more awakened state and with more light coming into your awareness of how the little things that we decide in our decisions, really following the path of our own happiness, that little yellow brick road, so to speak, for your own happiness, not allowing yourself to be led astray or allowing the ego to lead the way. The ego can lead you to what looks enticing, but then once it's realized, there's little fulfillment in it. There's little love, there's sometimes little joy when you let the ego lead your path. And so I feel like spiritual love and light really guiding your way step by step this year, Pisces. And that is a very beautiful visual that I'm kind of seeing in my mind's eye. So being more aware on a conscious, awake level, let me put it that way. Not to say that you had in the past, but in a different type of way. Really being guided, really seeing how you are following the path of your own heart, they're saying. Say it that way, the path of your own heart in a different way this year that is going to lead you to more and more and more fulfillment and harmony and happiness for yourself. So that being said, they want me to stop shuffling and talking. And so that is our opening message. The next one is where you're starting your year on. Wow, you're like in it. Two rainbows. Look at that. Rainbow is going to be a symbol. I love the elephant because it represents family, but it also is Ganesha energy. So there is a lot of clearing. There is a lot of obstacle removal, and that may have been obstacles in the way of your happiness. But again, it can just be the choice between following your higher self, your spiritual self, versus the ego. The ego can trip us up. For some reason, that's coming up for you guys. As an important energy for this year, or for maybe an important lesson that you just came through. For those that are just watching this as a time frame, it can be something that you're going to become more aware of in this Pisces time frame, where you're going to realize, wow, like following that didn't bring me what I thought it was going to bring me. And when you really think about it or sit with it, you were like, yeah, that was my ego. That was more ego-based than spiritual-based. There's going to be some realization I feel unfolds. But you're really starting your year out on that realization And seeing blockages be removed on new beginnings, really luxuriating in some new spiritual energies, because that is a sign. The rainbow is a sign, of course, after the storm, it's a promise, right? It's that spiritual promise, and you're kind of languishing in that spiritual promise and spirit very beautifully. And it's like I said, I feel, and again, they're saying six is that number, and six is the lovers. Like I said, I keep going back to lovers, but lovers isn't always romantical choices. It can be, of course, but it's our choices that, for our love of our life as well. Our life, we love our life, loving our life. So it's those day-to-day choices, that is going to be important. And I feel here you're starting out on a very good note of that realization, or you're already engaged in something very beautiful that way. So I'm going to read a little tiny bit of it. The taste of prosperity, opportunities born out of authenticity, nurturing abundance, trusting your needs will be met. And that's part of that, following that spiritual higher self path for your fulfillment. That is trusting that spirit has your back and your needs will be met. So there's a new level of energy, spiritual energy here about you. And because it's being represented by the baby elephant, it is new. It is new. A new feeling. It may be a new feeling for you. You've entered a sweet time in your life, enjoying the land of milk and honey that everyone wants to experience. It's an interlude that feels more languid than ambitious, when all of your senses are awake to the unlimited possibilities of the universe. So that's what I said, your senses are awake. You're more awake to, like I said, again, it feels like, take me back to the lovers, the six in the tarot, where you're making choices, and how they're leading to that happiness. So you may have come across a keen manifestation practice as well. So your manifestation may be strengthened. You may be starting to see things that are manifesting for you more strongly or more easily. It's kind of giving me the energy of like a spiritual bath or the honey jar too. So there may be something that you've hit on that really works for you and brings you those things that you are looking for. These times are precious and only come when you're in your authentic zone. So you're like in that zone, wearing the world as a loose garment, not wanting, yet able to be nourished in ways both tangible and suitable. Abundance is an energy that you are a living part of. All your needs are being met. You are given the gift of nourishment in every form. So that too is, the energy, like you're not chasing after, like when you're chasing something, it eludes you. So I feel like you've hit on a flow where you realize you can tap into a manifestation ability, and you're in the right space to attract things to you. So it's very beautiful. What have you just released? And it is no place like home. So I feel like, well, it was in reverse, but I feel like for some of you may have sold a home. You may have realized, I need to move. You may have released a need to be in a certain location, but I'm feeling it too. Like that could be a literal for some people. It's not going to be everyone's. I want to read it like an energy. I feel like safety. I feel like releasing a sense of a need for something to feel safe. And again, it feels like a release of part of the ego, quite frankly. It's like, I need this to feel important. I need that to feel safe. I need this to feel a sense of security. There's something that you've released. You may have had it like on a pedestal or hanging up as a, I need that to be me. There's an energy beyond the physical thing within yourself that you've released. I don't need that to be happy. I don't need that thing to define me. So you've released that. Okay. And for everybody, that's going to be a different thing. Like I said, for some of you guys, you may have literally moved or released a home or need to be in a certain place and decided to move somewhere else. But as a whole energy, whatever that thing is for you that you felt you needed, again, it's a very ego-based thing to define you. You've let it go. And you're like, you know what? That doesn't define me. That's not who I am. You know, it's like needing a certain house in a certain neighborhood to feel accomplished. I mean, I'm giving an example. It could be a certain car to make yourself feel important. It could be a certain job or a certain person to make you feel like you've made it. You've released all those expectations, right? You've released whatever that thing was for your ego to feel defined and important. You've let it go. That's what you've just released. Energies for your finances. TikTok. So timing. 3 is the Empress. So I love seeing that. For some reason that came. The Empress is all about growth. It feels very 7 of Pentacles. Like when I see that, it feels 7 of Pentacles to me. Like time is money, you know, kind of getting that time is money vibe. Let me just see. And it's interesting. I'm going to just kind of read it intuitively. There's all these numbers flying around the clock too. Time is money. I'm not sure what they're saying there. It's like I put this in at this time. I put that amount in at that time. Could be long-term investment. For a lot of you guys, it may be a return on a long-term investment. A realization of my time is... it feels like... You know what it feels like? Outside of time. Like... outside of the rat race, right? Like I'm not making my money according to this clock. Energies for your finances for this year, that's the feeling. It's like I've released the 9 to 5. So for a lot of you guys, you're going to do your own business. You're going to be self-employed. Feels for some of you, okay, this may go a few ways. Some of you guys, this may be long-term investments, but for some of you, you're starting your own business and you want to learn, or you're learning how to make money outside of that 9 to 5. Like my time is worth money, and I can make unlimited money outside of this clock, outside of that 9 to 5. Look at the numbers outside of that compartmentalized energy, right? Like I'm free out here. I can make this. There's no constraint. I'm not confined in that energy. So I feel like you're going to, and it's on like a balloon, you're going to override that time, like 9 to 5 type of energy, if that makes sense. So you're gonna, if you don't, I'm not telling everybody to quit their 9 to 5, but if you aren't starting your own business, you're not learning about the stock market or investments to make money outside of a 9 to 5, you may also be doing passive incomes like rentals or downloadable things on the internet or something, a business on the internet on the side. You're doing something outside of the time constraints of the 9 to 5 grind, the 30, 40 hour week job, whatever, you know what I mean? Like you are busting through that thought pattern of needing to do it this way, working schedules, that time of thing. Because it says here, timelessness, divine timing, immeasurable time. So you're busting out of the time frame. Routine is the word, the way it's always been done. You're breaking through that and you're elevating over that energy. So I would say you're doing a side passive income or you're doing your own job. And that's how your finances are. And for some, this is a return on things that I put in over time that have added up, and now I can retire. So there's retirement here for some. There's different ways of working outside of the 9 to 5 and passive income for others. And for some, maybe all of those, maybe you're doing all of them. Maybe you're retiring with passive income and starting a new business. You know what I mean? But there is a release here of the way it used to be done. Energies for spirituality. Deep knowing. Wow, that is deep for spirituality. So, a knowing that spirit loves you, it's that eternal love, right? I feel like really too, having learned spiritual lessons, knowing more of who you are, surpassing some ego-based energies, and I don't mean that in a bad way. It's like that's not a judgment call. That's reality based for human nature, right? Everybody's doing that, right? It's like and with this too, this could be like a rat race mentality. You know what I mean? Like 9 to 5, round and round, round and round, like a rat race, and busting through that, and not needing something like that to define you, right? So there is a deeper knowing. Let me read a little bit, but that's the owl, of course, talks about clairvoyance. It talks about intuition, inner knowing. For some of you guys, your psychic abilities could be strengthening. You may just know things and not know how. It's that claircognizance. I just know somebody. You may blurt something out, and somebody say, "How did you know that?" And, well, I don't know. For some of you guys, this may be psychic. I would call it psychic dreaming, prophetic dreams, dreams that allow you to know. Just knowing, waking up and knowing, a knowingness of information that you wouldn't have access to any other way, but spiritually. Intuition, listening to the oracle within, empathy, and hypersensitivity. So those things may be heightened as well. You have the ability to read between the lines and find all the truth that was missing when the story was told. Also, the owl to me is a sense of knowing more about what isn't said. When somebody's talking to you or writing to you, certain words may pop out, but it's usually what isn't said in that sentence. It's odd. It's an odd energy. It's hard to explain with actual words, but a knowing more what's missing. You know, you find out you obtain more knowledge about what's missing out of a conversation or what has been left unsaid. You can kind of sense what hasn't been said. There's an energy there as well. So very beautiful. Energies for your love life, and it is to be fair. So this could be marriage, this is contracts, legalities, that type of energy, commitments. And there's the little owl. He's present here and here. So there could be a spiritual love when we pair these together, right? 7 and 11. Interesting, 7, 11 there. But we have 2 owls. And so there could be a knowing of a spiritual partner when we put this together. It's like I deeply know that's my other half. That's my equivalent, right? So there's be a deep, for some reason, I want to put these two together. And so there is a deeper knowing there of a spiritual love for a lot coming in, and that love coming into a balance and equality in this year. But this can also, of course, just be a balanced energy, finding your other half, you know, becoming married, having reciprocity in a relationship. But I do feel for some, you know, there's a spiritual counterpart and you may connect with them this year. Let me see, let me just kind of hit it real fast. 38. Relationship. Can you find a way to achieve fairness right now? This is time for listening as well as speaking, for understanding as well as asking to be understood. Again, there's that listening and conversing energy coming up here, but it's same energy that was back here. There is much to be learned, and you will learn if you remain open and objective, weighing options and considering all sides. Your heart wants to connect to others, so allow for a balanced exchange of ideas and actions. The best kind of relationship is one in which there is mutual benefit and each party feels heard, valued, and respected. Be fair to all. So those energies are going to play in for your love life this year. It's very beautiful. A gift from the universe this year. Wow, you couldn't get any better. Blessed. You were blessed by the universe, and that is beautiful because we're stopping where we started, and we had that universal love. We had that, of course, inner knowing of this, and I feel like, yeah, just definitely beautiful spiritual blessing coming. And I feel it does have to do with what we said in the beginning and what I felt here, what you're releasing. If you haven't released that, you will throughout this year, is this ego-based attachment to whatever that is for your ego. You know, and like I said, this is a message from spirit. This isn't a judgment call for everybody because everybody has that within them. We are human, but you're going to traverse that, and that is part of the blessing. Spirit's going to allow that to be more and more released as you go, and you're going to find a more spiritual gratification let me see, that is the word, spiritual gratification, 22. I'm going to read a little bit from it to see what other message comes. Something wonderful that is unearned and unexpected, grace that is unforeseen from spirit. There are moments in life when, out of the blue, it seems that everything has been orchestrated by divine intervention. And I'm reading this one, your blessing for your gift of the universe. You feel blessed in ways that are difficult to express. It's as if the Red Sea parts in front of you and events come together to banish your troubles easily and naturally. You know deep down you did not deserve any of it, and yet here you are. Now that part, I think there's an energy there that I don't agree with. I think we all are deserving, and we should know. We should have that deep knowing we are deserving, and I think that's what brings the blessing. You do deserve it. So that sentence, I don't always, I don't agree with that sentence. This is one of those times. Let awe and gratitude for all your blessings guide you now. Unexpected windfalls and good fortune come your way. You're in a phase where any difficulties or obstacles you have stymied your success seem to disappear on their own. And that's what the Ganeshi type feeling with that is. It's like a obstacle remover. Be ready to receive. The windows of opportunity will open wide. Accept the blessings given to you now and don't forget to share them. So blessings appearing as if out of nowhere, but remember, you did deserve them. You have worked for them. You are very deserving, and I feel that gives a space for more and more blessings to come in. So hopefully everyone has enjoyed this. I hope you have a beautiful, amazing year ahead, Pisces, and happy birthday to you once again. For those that aren't Pisces and are just watching this for this time frame, looks like a beautiful month or so ahead for everyone, from the 19th of February to 20th, and a blessing coming your way, and a releasing of something that hasn't served you, that you may have been holding on to that wasn't, like I said, that wasn't serving. But yeah, happy birthday, Pisces, and oceans of love.